So I'm here. I'm in the south. So relieved to be here again. I forgot to bring my muffler, so I hope it's not too windy. It's fabulous to be back with real greenery. Although it's still noisy. But it's better than where I was yesterday. So I arrived yesterday afternoon, had a reasonable journey down, odd weather, sunny and hot, absolute downpours, an interesting mixture. And it's quite rainy today. So I'm just grabbing myself an opportunity in between rain to get out and walk, because I sat in a car pretty much all day yesterday. Get some steps in while it's not raining. The house is in a little bit of chaos because my parents are going on holiday in 2 days' time, so there are cases strategically placed in all sorts of places that they are filling because they're going on a cruise, and they're going on a Saga cruise. They like Saga because Saga send a car to pick you up, take all your luggage, and when you get to the other end, you get on the boat and someone else deals with your luggage, because my parents can't drag luggage around. But there is no restriction on how much luggage you can take, except what will fit in a car, which is quite a lot because they always send a really big car. So it means my parents don't have to stick to any weight restrictions. They've got six bags. So they've got suitcases, bathroom stuff, hanging dress and suit bags. They don't pack light at all. They're not roughing it. And cruise ships are tricky because you've got, you need to wear nice stuff for restaurant meals and stuff when you're on the ship. But then you need your light stuff for when you're walking around out in towns and stuff and it's really warm. And then you have your lolling around stuff on board ship when you're at sea. So you've got to go for a real range of different clothes. But they seem to be doing alright. It's getting organised. And I'm just keeping my head down and letting them get themselves organised before they go. And then the house will be mine for 2 weeks. Looking after everything, doing a lot of craft stuff. I brought a load of craft stuff with me, so that's going to be fun. And have a nice productive time, hopefully. They forgot to save any of their tins and jars and things that I asked them to save for me. So I only have a few bits to work with, but I have enough to be going on with, and I will use probably jars and cans and things while they're away as well, so I'm sure I can find enough to do. I'm just really doing a circuit of the village, really. Ooh. Get some fresh air and stretch my legs, which would be nice. You can tell the seasons have come early this year. The blackberries are already starting to turn. There are loads of them that are ready for picking. So I might have to go blackberrying while I'm down here. Make myself a blackberry crumble or something. Depends how much food gets left behind by my parents. There's usually a bowl of fruit not being eaten quick enough, and there's enough cheese in the fridge to feed a small army. But yeah, so it's interesting to see how fast everything is ripening. It's going to be an early harvest this year. When I was driving down, there were farmers' fields where they'd already baled the straw, and the wheat looked like it was ready to harvest. It's come really early this year. Weather's been so weird this year. There's some real heat waves, short-lived, and then deluge of rain. It's not very consistent, and I don't know if that is good for harvesting, but it's what it is. Blackberries don't seem to mind. They're a bit tougher. It's good to see everything's still relatively green, actually. I would have thought out here the grass would have been really dry. My parents' lawn in their garden looks pretty dried out and brown. It'll come back, but here it seems fine, so I don't think it's been that bad. The sun's out now and it's really warm. Fabulous to be here though. Oh man, it's so much better. I recorded a bit of one of my parents' plants earlier, so there was they have sweet peas in the garden and they're covered in aphids, and there are so many ladybirds this year. Never seen so many ladybirds in one place. I don't know whether there's just been a general population explosion this year, but yeah, ladybirds everywhere in the garden this year. It's lovely to see. They're munching on the aphids. It's been good weather for insects this year. It's the next day. This morning I had a market research survey, so I've done that. Looking forward to getting paid for that in a few days. And I've just decided to come back out and pick those blackberries that I saw yesterday, because I came back via the community orchard and all the apples are ready for picking. Everything's ready really early this year. I usually miss it because I wouldn't normally be down at this time, and by the time I'd normally come down the next time, which would be in September, everything would be gone because it tends to ripen in August. So I picked a lot of apples and then come back out for the blackberries, and I'm going to make an apple and blackberry crumble for dinner tonight. And then tomorrow morning my parents are going off for their holidays, and I have the house for 2 weeks. Get on with work, relax, hopefully do some more market research surveys because they pay well. This was a 45-minute interview on Zoom with one other person about a product, and they pay 50 quid. I'll take that anytime. I've been booking them for when I'm down here because they have good Wi-Fi here, and my 4G back home can't cope with Zoom at all. So if I can cram them in over 3 weeks while I'm here, some extra money made. So, walking up to where the blackberry bushes are, and let's pick some blackberries. I know you can hear the clock, but can you hear anything else? I can hear a fly. So, Mum and Dad have left for their holiday. So I get this lovely level of peace and calm for 2 whole weeks. And I'm just coming down from the day's chaos of them just getting organised and just helping them with their bags, and the driver came to pick them up and packed all the bags and all that sort of thing, so it's all done for them. I don't think they've forgotten anything. And now I'm just going to kind of spread myself out, get organised. The table that I'm at the moment is going to be where I'm going to be working for the next couple of weeks. I brought a load of craft stuff down, so I'm just going to get myself all sorted. I'm just really chilled this afternoon. My brain's already switched off. So I think I'm just going to have a really chilled afternoon, not do much today, and then kind of like start again tomorrow. It's good. It's nice and relaxing. Another clock. Should do a garden tour really, shouldn't we? I know I've shown you some bits already, but now I come outside you can hear how quiet it really is. No traffic, no motorbikes, no emergency vehicle sirens, no people screaming, no smell of traffic fumes, no smell of weed. It's just heavenly. And you can see all of this. And this is all mine for 2 weeks. So important jobs are to make sure the garden stays alive, which I don't think will be that difficult. I think the weather as it is now is about as good as it's going to get for the next 2 weeks, which is fine because the temperature is perfect. Mixture of sun and cloud, a little bit of rain every so often, which will keep the garden watered. Oh, it's just so nice. Just so good. My brain has quite literally just shut down now. I'm not even focusing on anything. Which is good. I'm going to have a really chilled afternoon. Because my parents have been here and my dad gets up quite early in the morning, he gets up about 6:30. So I've been woken up at 6:30 every morning, which is not unusual. I often get woken up by 6:30, usually by people moving around in the other flats and cars pulling away and all that sort of thing. So but I tend to go back to sleep, but it's harder here because the noise is different. So I've been losing a couple of hours sleep every night, so I think I probably am tired. So I'm going to get a really good night's sleep tonight, I tell you. Yeah, I think that's about as much as I'm going to be able to say today, I think. I just don't have the energy for it. But it's so good here. That'll do. How weird do I look? So a thing happened. I decided to buy a pair of reading glasses just to get a feel for it, because I have no idea what I need, what I want. I had my readout from my visit to the opticians earlier in the year, but I didn't think I really needed it. Having said that, I'm looking on my phone at the moment, which is about, you know, a readable distance away from my face. And this looks really clear. So if I take these off, yeah, it's a bit blurry. But there's a very fine line between when I need it. So if I go a bit further back, like here, now it's blurry. If I come in too close, now it's blurry. So there's this tiny distance, and it's really me using my phone for taking surveys and reading stuff where I feel like now it's blurry. Now it's very clear. So I bought these really, really cheap on eBay because I had no idea what I wanted. I didn't want to spend a stupid amount of money on something that I wouldn't use. And in fact, I've only put these on a few times and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't like wearing things on my face. I don't wear sunglasses. I don't ever wear a hat, really, except when I go hiking and it's cold. I don't like things on my head and face, so I feel really self-conscious and weird about it. I don't like the feel of having something stuck on my nose. So I bought these really, really cheap readers. They are the right strength for me, which is 1.75 for reading. But they're so cheap. They don't actually fit that well. They're not that well made. But as an experiment, they're fine. They cost me something like £2.30. It was just so cheap. But I had no idea what I wanted. I don't know what suits me. I don't know how much I'm going to use it. Ideally, if I was going to be wearing these all the time, I would need to have a half glass, because the problem is that I'm constantly looking around. So if I'm looking at my phone and I'm doing a survey, I'm also looking at my laptop. So my laptop is behind on the table where I am with my phone here doing a survey. If I look at the laptop, I can't see anything. It's blurry. Looking at the phone here, so that distance and this distance, so there's not too much difference between them, that's fine. But if I look behind the phone, everything is blurry. So it's a really fine difference. I think they'll be really handy for threading machine needles, because I struggle to do that. So that's looks good there. Now it's blurry. Now it's perfect. So it's a very, very fine line between, you know, what I can see and what I can't. So it feels like I'll be constantly taking them on, off, on, off, on, off, and that will drive me mad. So I'm going to see how I get on. It's really weird though how it's like supervision. It's like everything looks huge. It's like walking around with a magnifying glass. It's very strange. I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to use them as and when I think I need to. I'm doing some crafting and I haven't even used them for that. So here's a thing I've just made. That looks clear. No, I can't see it at all. So I don't know. I'm going to see how I get on. I don't think they look bad on me. I mean, glasses generally, if you find the right ones, will suit anybody, I guess. Yeah, we'll see.
But if I do stick with them, I'm going to have to get a better pair because these are shockingly badly made. But as an experiment, it'll do for now. My dad said, what sort of strength do you need? And he pulled out about 5 pairs of glasses, reading glasses, from his study drawer, where over the years, as he's needed more and more strength, he's bought a new pair, and he's saved the others for just in case emergencies. So he's given me a pair of 2.50, which is the lowest strength he has lurking around. He's given me a couple of spare glasses cases because, you know, we don't throw things away. You never know when stuff's going to come in handy. But anyway, so that is my strength. And even the phone can't focus on that. 1.75 for reading. That isn't the time. That clock doesn't work properly. It's all out of sync. It's really old and it needs some work. Anyway, so, can't see the garden at all. It's just so weird. Anyway, and now that's blurry. It's just so bizarre. But, yeah, we'll see how we get on. These glasses just so badly made. Anyway, I feel like this might be a style that will suit me. We'll see what happens. It's a new thing, isn't it?
Today I'm off out for a walk. I'm going back to the orchard to see if I can get apples, but I'm going to go for a proper walk as well. Gorgeous day today. It's going to be about 25. I didn't go out at all yesterday because it basically rained all day. But now it's absolutely gorgeous. You can hear the goldfinches. Oh wow, look at this. The elderberries are in. Give it a week and they'll be ready to pick. So, I wonder if that means they're ready back home. Might pick some while I'm down. You can make elderberry cordial, although what I started doing was just freezing them and then putting him into my crumbles with all my other fruit. I'm going to show you this rewilding section they've made here as well. So every year now, there are sections of the village where they basically let it grow wild, but they do managed meadow flower growing, so it's all done properly and seeded properly for maximum effect, and it looks glorious, and every year volunteers manage it. And the insects are very happy. We need more of that. And every year I see new sections springing up because we have a lot of greenery here in this village. But a lot of it is mowed flat and there's no point. Nobody uses it. kids don't play on it like we used to when we were kids. They don't go out. So you've got sections like this. And it may be nice to have green, but it's not performing at max for the environment. But of course it requires people to manage it and put it into effect, and people don't really want to do the work. I mean, I would have everything rewilded if I could. I hate neat, tidy lawns and perfectly trimmed hedges. I mean, round here, look, stuff gets trimmed, but it's not like there are some bits of the village where they have those box hedges and they're out there every weekend trimming off a single leaf which has dared to come out of line. Not my idea of fun. Tell you what, there are elderberries everywhere. I need to come back and go picking. There's a load here as well. The forager in me wants to get out here, but it's difficult because I'm away. It's not like I can, prep it and whatever. Not as easy, because I could stick it in the freezer, but then I've got to get it home after it's been in the freezer. It might work. I could freeze stuff, and then if I pack the frozen stuff together, it will probably last a 4.5 hour drive. We'll see. If I'd known, I'd have brought my cool box with me. Look, you've got this lovely... This is the village green. It's been the village green for probably centuries. Well, I say centuries, since the village was built, but also it's probably always been green grazing land. And they still hold events there. We used to get lots of things like village fetes and things used to be on the green. And they still do events, which is nice. It's not like everything stopped working. So I'm just walking down to just walking down past the orchard, and I'm going to go to the meadow and walk around the meadow because that's a good walk. And I can look and see what else is available, because there are blackberry bushes there, but also sloes. And I've bought sloes before, and they're very nice as well. There's only one bush I've ever found here. And most years I'm here at the wrong time, so everything, usually I'll be here in June and it's now end of July. And these things would tend to appear in August and September. And I wouldn't normally come down till the end of September, in which case there's nothing left. So I stand a better chance of getting stuff this year, purely because of the way the weather's been this year, everything is ripening early. So in the orchard, the apples are ready. There are crab apples, there are plums, damsons, and those apple trees are heaving. I can see as I walk along here. The apple trees are absolutely heaving. So I want to take advantage of that. So I've now just reached the edge of the meadow, which they also allow to rewild. Beautiful, look at it. It's just all rewilded. It's quiet. It's Friday morning and everyone's at work. There's nobody out. So I'm going to walk the perimeter. Look, all the flowers. And in the grasses I can hear crickets. So these are the sloe bushes that I picked from last year. So I'm just going to have a look at them. And they have sloes on them. And they look ready. Can't get to many of them though. I have to decide whether or not to come back and pick them. The weather now is going to be like this for the next week, unless some rain springs in. Looks like the blackberry bushes here aren't ready yet. It's funny how one end of the village they're ready, and at the other they're not. Look, small blue butterflies, don't think you can see them from here. And meadow browns. Absolutely glorious. There's a blue right in the middle there. Haven't seen small blues like this in years, and since they started properly managing this meadow for nature and doing a fabulous job, because it's heaving with butterflies and bees, and you can hear crickets buzzing away everywhere. Look at it, the whole place is just heaving with insects. It's just absolutely glorious. I don't know what these purple flowers are, I'll have to try and look them up, but everything seems to love them. Got these beautiful yellow flowers as well. It's just a fabulous assortment of British wildflowers, clinging on for dear life to what's left of our planet. And you know you're fighting a losing battle. Eventually, when they run out of house room, they'll probably build houses on here as well, so at some point, and we won't realise the damage we've done until it's too late, because it's all about money, isn't it? What is that in my picture? Sun. I think it's a sunspot. Can't see what that is. Oh, it's the case. Got one of those flip back phone cases, and sometimes it gets in the way of the camera. Look, these are all blackberry bushes, but it's not accessible, which is fine. We can go elsewhere. But in the depths of all of that, there are various creatures who have made safe homes. You've got all your mice and there are probably lizards and snakes and all sorts of things around here. And birds will nest in there in the spring and it will be safe for them. Fewer predators. I think that's a brimstone butterfly. Can you see it? Yeah, it's a brimstone. There he goes. Oh, there's a load of crab apples up there. Look at that. Can't reach them either. Tantalising feasts of things I can't reach. So I've now reached the furthest corner of the meadow. Oh. So there's the kids down there who are screaming their heads off, and now a van's turned up here. So suddenly it's gone from peace and quiet to noise. Oh, that vehicle is going to come past me. I think they're collecting the bin bags. Come on. Bin collectors. Go on, run the kids over. Dare ya. Am I that mean? Probably, yes. So, walking down the other side now. I'm going to walk back through the shade at the bottom, and we'll go back to the orchard. The apple harvest here is just fantastic. Usually by the time I get down here, it's the end of the season and I'm scrabbling through the last of the windfalls looking for anything that's edible. But all the apples are still on the tree and they've just started to fall. So we had heavy rain here all day yesterday, and I think a lot of them probably fell in that because a lot of the windfalls are still in perfect condition. So I'm picking a load of those and then adding from the branches I can reach, and at the moment it doesn't look like anyone's been down and picked apples. So I'm making the most of this while it's there, because as soon as people start coming down here, I mean, I imagine people come and pick here. It's a community orchard, everyone knows about it, but it's just absolutely spectacular. Show you some of these apples are absolutely amazing. Got all these amazing apples on these trees. And lots of these are heritage varieties, and most of them have got their names on. So I'm just, look at this tree here. You won't be able to see it on the camera, but that is absolutely heaving with apples. It's just amazing. In days gone by, harvests like this were really important because the fruit only comes once a year. So you would pick, and you couldn't freeze back in the old days, but you could bottle and you could turn things into cider and other forms of alcohol, and you would eat your fill while it was here, and then when it was gone, it was gone. Now, of course, we don't see it the same way because your fruit comes from, and your vegetables come from all over the world regularly. They have storage systems that mean, you know, you might be eating apples that were stored from last year, and the same with potatoes, which is why when you get stuff from the supermarket, particularly like apples, they always seem a bit fluffy. It's because they've been in storage for such a long time. There's a tree here with small yellow fruit on it. I mean, they look like a plum. They're not an apple. I'm wondering if they're quinces. I'm going to look them up and see what they are. This afternoon, it is now, what is it? It's Sunday, and it's early Sunday afternoon, and later on today I'm heading over to a friend, my old school friend, and I've been invited over to watch the Women's Euro final with them. So that'll be fun. We always try and meet up whenever I come down, and we try, depending on how long I'm down for, we'll try and meet up once every week that I'm down for, because she has work and other stuff to do and whatever. So that's what I'm doing this afternoon, and that feels like a good place to end this week. I have now been here, so this time last week I was on the road. and I got here at about 3:30, I think it was. So I've been down here a week. I am now in my 5th day since my parents left, and they're on a cruise. They arrived in Gibraltar this morning. They've been 4 days at sea, having a wonderful time. Of course, they're not exactly on a budget cruise, and they arrived in Gibraltar this morning, and they're going to look at World War II tunnels this afternoon, and all sorts of interesting things. They love doing lots of stuff and learning about things. They've been up to see a talk on the bridge of the cruise ship, and they get to ask questions about how things are done, and they love all that. They're really interested people. They like to know what people do, so they're off having fun. God, there are spiders everywhere here. Do you know what? Spiders. My goodness, there are spiders everywhere. I mean, I have a bunch of spiders in my flat. This house is absolutely full of spiders, and I don't like hoovering them up. I don't want to kill the spiders, but my mum's terrified of spiders, so I'm going to have to think about how to deal with that. Anyway, so I'm going to end this entry here, and there will be probably a couple more, because there are walking things to do and general stuff to do. I'm sure I can fill a couple of posts because I don't do that many these days, but being somewhere different, having a slightly different routine might give me more to talk about. Anyway, so I'm just poodling about for the afternoon. I can finish editing this video and then get that up online. You can see that, and yeah, that's where I'm going to end this, and catch you on the next one.